Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to our channel here in Elite Raceway. We are here with our Tier 2 group for round one, their first race, official race of the championship here in Austria. And we do have a full grid. We are very excited to see that. We see a lot of drivers already out onto the grid. We do have a guest showing up as well in the comms box soon, so I will be keeping an eye on my Discord in case he messages me to join. So. But let me just post this on the Discord for all the drivers to watch. 1 second. Because then if not, I'm going to be getting where is the live stream from all the drivers. So let me just make sure I post it. Alrighty. All right, perfect. So now all the drivers could see and cheer on your favorite driver, whoever it is. So as I mentioned before, we are in Austria. 50% race. They are doing a short qualifying session at the moment. And we do have 10 corners, 7 to the right, 3 to the left, 3 DRS zones, 1 on the main straight in Sector 1, again in Sector 1 from turn 1 to 3, and then again from turn 3 to 4. So 3 DRS zones back to back. We do have quite a number of drivers who are setting their lap. It looks like Oh Mama Shan going around the final corner. Oh Mama Shan is going to put in a 106.3. Kovacs with a 1. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Garon VTEC with a 105.1 on the medium tires at the moment. We did see in Tier 1 on Saturday, we had, I believe, a 103.7 in the Tier 1 group, followed by a couple of 104s as well. So we will be looking around those similar times. From 104 all the way down to probably 106, 107. But Mate Kyle, look at that, putting in a 104.5 in the Kick Sauber, his favorite car. So as I mentioned again, this is the new season, so quite a few drivers are in different cars compared to last season. We do have a few new drivers as well. We had Uncle Production, who had a really good preseason race last week that he managed to put himself on the podium. As well as we do have a new McLaren as well, Cool Dude 44. I'm assuming he's a really cool dude. Yeah, so it looks like quite a few drivers. It is quite a tricky track in terms of validating the lap, especially in Sector 3. Guardians, our weatherman on the grid, saying it looks like it's going to be a rainy race. So that is going to be exciting, especially considering Tier 1 was dry qualifying and dry race as well. So we will be taking a look on how those strategies are going to play out for this group. We do have Luthor 10,000 around the final corner. And it looks like he is going to put in a 107.5. That puts him up to P11 at the moment. Alex, our winner of last week's preseason race, had a really dominating race. And participated as well in our Tier 1 group. Had a phenomenal race. I believe he did a one stop on that race, and if I'm not mistaken, finished top 10. So we will be looking to see what he is able to do this race with Tier 2. But that was Cool Dude crossing the line up ahead, manages a 105.3, puts him in P3 at the moment. Alex finishing up Sector 3. Who keeps it right within those tracks, those limits. And so Alex is going to put in a 104.1, so quite similar, if I'm not mistaken, to the time that he put in the last Saturday's Tier 1 race. So not Kyle, not far off. So he is definitely going to be looking to improve on that time. We have the Haas of Mahazne in Sector 3 is running in through a bit of traffic, but looks like it's not going to do anything. Although, actually, no, looks like it is. Oh, and that is, I believe, the Aston Martin of Oh Mama Shan, who I believe, yeah, was going to start his lap, but did have cars coming up right behind him. That was Mahazne right behind, and yeah, so Mahazne isn't going to be able to do anything there. So yeah, so we do recommend that drivers have the full track map on. Does help, especially to keep an eye on what's happening in the other sectors as well. We do have high RPM who looks like invalidated. And Vroom, so according to the Delta, looks like he is up by 2/10. Is finishing up Sector 2, is in fact up 2/10, so that can push him up past Oh Mama Shan. And even past El Capitan, so he is going around the final sector. Has a really good launch right there and is going to put in a 105.7, so that does push him up quite a few positions, up to P7 now. And so quite a few drivers who have yet to put in a lap time. We do have Uncle Production reserving in the McLaren today. So Uncle Production around the final corner, quite a tricky corner as well. A lot of drivers we've noticed lose traction coming out of that corner. So he manages a 104.8, so puts him up to P3. Trying to see if anybody else is going to be starting a new lap. Looks like Sean is going back into the pit. Kyle, oh, right when I turned into him, validating his lap. So we'll see if he is going to start a new one. Although, yep, looks like he is. So we will keep an eye on him. So a little bit of a track breakdown. So here in Sector 1, we do have Turn 1. Takes it really well, quite a common area for drivers to invalidate their lap. He's going up the uphill with the help of the DRS activation. Turn 3, a very tricky part where you have to make sure you brake correctly, or if not, you're definitely locking up there. Does really well, and we will see if he is up on his time in Sector 2. So heavy braking right there. Driver's doing well to get out of his way, and so Sector 2, Kyle is going to be up by 1/10. Oh, goes really wide, and unfortunately onto the gravel he goes. So it's the curse of the Kick Sauber, eh? I know how much he hates that car. So let's see who else is setting their lap. We have quite a few drivers who haven't yet. Paxton just now crossing the line is going to put in a 105.5. That puts him up into the top 10, P9 at the moment. All the drivers super close to each other in pace. And we have the Kick Sauber of Wes, who is one of two drivers who still hasn't put in a time. Haha, invalidates, goes a little bit too wide on that sector of the track, that part of the track, very common area, honestly, to be getting penalty points. So, not penalty points, track limit penalties. We did notice quite a lot of drivers who got penalties. And uh, going into the booth, we do have Mac T. Not sure if you could hear me now, or I know sometimes it doesn't work, but after a couple seconds.
There we go.
Yeah, there we
Hey, how you
go.
doing?
Good, good. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, how have you been?
Oh, I've been really good.
Good. Had a nice break from
Uh,
racing,
yeah,
hopefully.
I took a couple of months off,
That's good.
so
That's good.
it's good to be back.
But yeah, we do have a. Actually, do you need an invite to the lobby, or
No, I'm in. I'm
you're in?
watching.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't even see
Yeah,
it. Okay, perfect. All
actually,
right.
I turned it on, and I thought everybody crashed for a second during quali because I'm having some sort of glitch where it's showing no one has like front wing or anything attachment. It looks like they're working on their suspension right now. But
Really?
yeah, it's strange, but clearly it's a glitch because it's actually on quite a few drivers.
That is the first time I hear that. Yeah. It's been quite a glitchy game. I think a few drivers were saying that ever since the update, their feedback on the wheel keeps on like leaving them.
Hmm.
So here's hoping any incidents that I see or any drivers crashing out is because of that.
Yeah. Because it's definitely kind of common on like the PC where it kind of cuts in and cuts out, but I didn't have that issue too bad when I played on PlayStation.
Yeah, funny enough, I was having the same issue, but on controller. So I'm
Hmm.
assuming it's a game issue because even today we were doing a couple of laps around Austria, and mid corner, it just went.
Just cut out? That
It just
sucks.
cut
That's
out. I was like,
horrible.
what the heck? And I changed gears, so I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
Yeah. So it didn't pause or anything, it just completely cut out?
It just completely cut off, and I kept on going on the track. I was like, what the
Oh
heck?
no. That's terrible.
But but yeah, I know your friend Cool Dude is here, so honestly,
Yeah,
quite impressive
he's doing
already.
all right. Yeah,
Doing all right.
told him to practice up, told him to get ready, and you know, he's definitely looking for some leagues, so it's good to see him doing not too shabby.
No, no, he's not. He's doing quite well. Already on the top 10 at the moment. But your thoughts on Austria?
It is a tire eater. A lot
It
of these
is.
tracks are like eating up the tires so much more, which is really good, but it opens up the opportunity to do a two stop or have the option of doing the one stop. You'll definitely see what I'm gonna do here shortly, about 6 o'clock or so. At least my time, 6 o'clock. Um, and that will be what I believe is the best strategy.
We did see quite a few strategies and differences in strategy in tier one. So a few did two stops, maybe two or three did the one stop. But it is, yeah, I do agree that it is a tire eater.
You got some pretty quick people in here. 1041. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, a lot of the drivers. Alex is quite a fast driver. Oh Mama Wembanyama, who we just call Sean. He is a quick
Yeah.
driver. A few of them, I think, have been struggling quite a bit with the new game. But
Hmm. It's so like time trial in this game is almost useless, to be honest.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so like before you could kind of like test out, you know, like you'd have an easy reference to kind of check off to, and then kind of like tweak, make an adjustment, see how it
Hmm.
plays. And in this one, it almost is like time trial. Time trial has less grip
Hmm.
than
Hmm.
the actual track. Now, obviously, you only get it for one lap because your softs die off, but you can normally set about two to I've seen as crazy as like 5/10 faster than like what you can set in TT.
Hmm.
But I think around here, like a really competitive time, I'd say is like right about where Omama's at, and anything underneath that's going to be put you in at least a position to be able to compete kind of with the really fast drivers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in tier one,
I
Wingish
saw
put
that.
in like a
Yeah, he put it.
1037, I think it was.
Well, Froggy put it in a 105, but he invalidated. Or sorry, he put it in a 103.5, but he invalidated.
That's insane times.
So yeah, you gotta, yeah, to be extremely fast, then definitely have to be cracking into the 103s.
Yeah.
That's that's where the aliens are at. But
Well, you're one of them, I gotta say.
yeah, we'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm. I don't want to come out saying I'm gonna hit this, break the world record, and then come out and then not even come close. So
I will say some of your best performances on the track were in Austria. You had some really
yeah,
good double
I like
overtakes too.
Austria. Yeah, you gotta. I
You
got a
give us a
crazy
heart attack
triple.
watching, but
Yeah, I normally try to catch people off guard because if you get them where they're expecting it, then they'll always defend it. But if you don't, if you get them where they're not quite ready, then you can kind of get a couple guys on it.
yeah, that is true. As some like to say, you're quite ballsy when it comes to the overtakes.
Yeah, you have to be. You gotta be. We're racing, right?
Yep.
Gotta be gotta keep it clean. Don't kill nobody. But if you're not making a move, you ain't racing. So
Yep, indeed, indeed. So Alex is starting his mate Kyle as well. So top four, I think are some of the quickest guys, and are definitely the quickest guys in this group. Um, I am expecting to see quite a few battles between those four, but Alex is up by 600ths off his time. I'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on the other ones as well. But they did say, I believe it was Guardians. He did mention that it is going to be a rainy race. It
ooh,
looks like.
yeah. And then I assume you guys have Park from Aeon?
For these groups, it's off. But for the
Oh,
divisions, for
okay.
the Gnosis, yeah, it's on.
Okay.
So luckily,
Yeah,
they
well,
can
that
change their
that definitely
strategies
plays
or
into it
yeah.
because
But
that's huge. You either got to compromise for quality or compromise for the race.
yeah.
But with Park from off, they can play around a little bit with it. You're definitely going to need some high wings around here because you're already kind of running high wings in the dry.
Yep. And so
So
Alex puts in a 103.8.
yeah,
Quite a
that's
fast
good.
time.
Yeah, that is fast.
And it's looking like Kyle, I think Kyle is going to back out of his, looks like, yeah, he is backing out of his lap. And oh Mama Sean back into the pit. So it looks like Alex has secured that pole position. And we do have a couple more drivers that are going around, but yeah, I actually haven't raced in the wet in this game yet. So I wonder how I wonder how these guys are gonna do because I know a few of them they're still learning the no traction. So I know every time they see the rain, they're like, "Oh God, no!"
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled when I see that there's rain on the calendar. Like, I definitely think I do okay. I don't think I'm the fastest by any means,
Mm.
but I'm definitely not too excited when I see that there's rain on the track because just all your breaking points are obviously in a different spot, and then it's just much easier, obviously, to lock up or to crash into somebody, and then you're just constantly almost hydroplaning. But
Yeah, hundred
it's
percent.
part of it. You got to race.
But
It's definitely exciting to watch because you're not
it is,
experiencing it,
it
but it's
is.
especially like with the force feedback of the wheel, it's just constantly like vibrating and twitching on you, so your arms are just killed even more than a normal race.
That's true. I don't know how you guys do it on the wheel. It's quite impressive
It's
because
exhausting, that's for sure, but it's so you can be so much more precise, It's just a lot more natural too.
yeah, that is true. That is true.
But I think that the well, it looks like a dry.
Ooh, it looks cloudy. I wonder if it's gonna rain afterwards though.
Maybe progress and then it'll be super wet and then everybody's flying off at the end. That'd be exciting.
It is very interesting when it goes from either wet to dry or dry to wet. Such a change of strategies there. But I am asking to see if they have any update on the weather. See how that goes. Do you actually have a favorite track though, personally?
That's a good question, honestly. Um,
You're good on all of them, so I have not seen you fail on one of them.
honestly, I like them all. Like it's That's kind of a cop out of an answer, but like I appreciate each track has just different aspects to it and
Mhm.
dynamics that's what makes it so much more exciting than obviously like going in a standard circle, but like like the elevation here at Austria, but then you go somewhere where it's like Vegas and it's almost completely flat, but it's just
Mhm.
constant wall, 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 wall. So like it's just each track that just has like their own dynamic. I'd say Silverstone's probably top three for me.
Oh,
Um,
Silverstone is a classic.
the last two games, I have not loved Austria. This game, I'm feeling
Really?
a lot more connected with it.
Mhm.
Um, Saudi, I always love Saudi because it's so fast and flowy, but it's just a constant like you're probably gonna crash. Like something's gonna come of it, or you're just barely gonna miss, and you're gonna get that extra 2 3 tenths that matter.
I
So
have bad experiences in Jeddah.
yeah.
I think it's a turn three or turn four, where you literally are like a centimeter away from the wall, and just that 1 centimeter, if you're off, then your tire just flying off. I absolutely hate it, but Vroom does say, Vroom, one of our drivers on the track, he does say that looks like it's going to rain in lap 14, so middle of the race.
That's exciting. That'll be nice because then you might have a couple of people there sitting with a dry setup, and then they're gonna struggle in the rain, or you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have somebody with a wet setup that's gonna initially struggle.
Yes, I'll give them the go to start it up. All right, so yeah, they always get those few minutes to adjust anything if they wanted to. Uh, yeah, so we do have quite a difference of strategy calls, I think. Few starting on hards, a few starting on the mediums. The hards, I think, wouldn't be a bad idea considering if it's going to rain in the middle of the race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it before, but like the softs last like I don't know 2 to 4 laps, and then you're kind of in a struggle bus from there. The
Hmm.
mediums can get you. The mediums you'll have pretty high wear. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, they get the formation lap at least, not like
Oh,
the
okay,
divisions
okay.
where
I was
you
like,
guys go
I
straight
didn't want
into
to.
it.
I don't want to take the spotlight on turn one.
No, no, you know what? You're the guest, so you could take all the spotlight. That's fine with me. I do
um,
this every week.
yeah, I get it. Do we have formation lap? Do you know?
For the division for Gnosis, no. So you guys go straight
Okay,
into the race, yeah. I
it's
think
good to know.
for some reason you guys are the only ones who really have trouble with the formation lap. There's always a
Why?
glitch. In terms of glitches,
Huh?
I have no idea. I don't know if it's because the majority of you guys are PC or what.
Huh?
And mind you, I'm the host as well for that group, and I've never had
Yeah.
an issue with tier two. But yeah, it's just
Okay. Well,
better
at least it's
internet
good
over
to know.
here.
That way, I'm not just sitting there hanging out, having a cup of coffee, and the lights drop.
Yeah, true, true.
Um, yeah, but the mediums are a tough tire around here because like you have obviously like a lot more grip than the hards, but they die off fairly quickly. So that's kind of where you start to think about doing a two stopper.
Hmm.
Um, Depending on your setup, like your rears actually struggle more than your fronts. Whereas before, I felt like on this track, it was tougher on your front end
Hmm.
to get it rotated around, and then like that's where your understeer would come from just excessive wear on your front end.
Hmm.
But I'm seeing with this game, I'm having to manage my rears on this track because after about like I don't know, I'd say anywhere from lap 7 to 9 is when you have to start being really cautious to that middle sector. Otherwise, you'll just completely spin out and lose it. So I
Hmm.
wouldn't be surprised if we see that today. Maybe not so much on this one because the temperatures will be a little bit cooler and the tires will be a little
Hmm.
in better shape. But definitely, hopefully we have a dry race later.
Well, I don't know.
That's what
It's
I'm
quite
rooting for.
interesting to see Gnosis in the rain, but looks like they are joining back into the grid. And would you like to start it off, or shall I?
Oh, that's all you.
All right, so off they go. Alex is going to have a pretty good start, but looks like actually no Kyle going on the inside. And Alex going a little bit off track, so Kyle is now leading the grid. quite a bit of action happening in the back as well. A few drivers going 3 wide. That is oh
Oh,
Mama Sean. I think that is contact between him and the McLaren of Uncle, was it? Yes, it looks like that was a bit of contact back there. I'm not sure what you saw,
yeah, I
but
saw the Red Bull go in the back of the McLaren. Oh,
ooh, it's a little bit of bumper carts over here. But it looks like the Aston Martin of Mama Sean getting past the Cowboys for life, trying to climb back
it's
up those
funny. I
positions.
feel more nervous watching than I do when I'm in a race right now.
You know what? Tier 1 stresses me out a lot more than this group.
I can see why you guys get so excited. You're like, oh, they're so close.
Yep,
In
yep.
the race, you're like, oh, no, there was plenty. I had like another 4 inches. I'm good, you know.
But looks like yeah, looks like now everybody's just behind each other. Kyle had a really good start, it seems, but he did start on the medium tires. Um, we do have and Kimbrel looks like he backed off a little bit, 5 seconds behind the rest of the pack, and J Dub's going into the pits. I'm assuming he has wing damage. But DRS is enabled now. And not sure if Alex is going to look into making a move. Looks like he is going to go on the outside. Quite an easy pass with the help of the DRS. And that is yellow flags. I think that is the Mercedes of Guardians in the back. So only one driver starting on the softs. That's Mahazne.
It looked like he was high centered, so he reset. I think that's allowed you.
Okay, we'll take a look at that afterwards. Yeah, thanks for noticing that.
Yeah, I think he was high centered though, so I think he had no choice.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I noticed quite a lot of drivers, even in Tier 1. I think 2 drivers got beached. And so
It's
yeah, we did say it is allowed if that's the case.
yeah, there's a couple
But
little high sections over there on the top of that hill that you can kind of get stuck on. I've been
yeah.
there once or twice, so that's how I know.
Oh, here's hoping we don't see it later.
Nah, not today.
But Cowboys for life up to P6, getting past the Aston Martin of Oh Mama Sean. So yeah, not exactly sure what happened with the Aston Martin and the. Oh, actually no, you said the Red Bull, right? There was a bit of contact with the Red Bull
Yeah, it
too.
looked like. Yep, yep.
Ah, okay, okay. So we do have your good
Little
friend
drops
Cool
of
Dude
rain.
as well, right on the back of.
All right.
Oh, it is
The
raining a
rain
little
is
bit, right?
here. Yeah.
I
See
noticed
these sector times.
quite a few people were mentioning that they were seeing drops during the formation lap. So it looks like it might actually be starting a lot more sooner than lap 14.
So let's see, where were they at? So the leaders were setting 107.2s.
Oh, looks like one of the drivers actually got kicked out of the session. I'm gonna see if I could get him in. Ooh. Yes, I sent him an invite. Hopefully he's able to join back in. Cowboys for life looking to make a move on Mahazne, and looks like he gets that done easily with the DRS. And up behind Cool Dude as well, going up a few positions. Both him and Vroom getting past the ghosting car of Oh Mama Shan. Oh, we do have Marky Mark, who is Beach. Mark, I know you're listening. You can reset. You can reset the track if you're beached. I know he's listening. Yeah, there he goes. There he goes. They stress me out because even a few drivers, sometimes I rush to the PSN app to try texting them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, for the love of God, you know, I know you're stuck.
Getting close. So it looks like I think he's already 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds off the pace. Yep, he's about 2.8 off the pace already. So probably in the next 2 laps they're gonna have to pit. Looks like the rain's coming down a lot harder. Doesn't look that wet on track, but just your temps on your tires are so cold, you just start to struggle.
Yeah, it looks like yeah, quite a few drivers are already chosen to do it. Mahazne, I think, is going to pit for the inters. Yeah, high RPM as well.
DRS still enabled.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if one of the drivers was able to join back into the session. But ho ho, that is a collision between Cool Dude and I believe that was Pax the Man, who is also stuck. Pax, again, if you're listening, you can reset.
Oh no.
Wow, that is horrendous.
That is the spot. Oh,
And it's the
reset,
one,
man,
oh
reset.
man, it's the one spot everybody's
Let's,
on. Oh my
oh,
goodness.
he's gonna get timed out. He's gonna get disqualified.
Yep, he did. He did. Ah,
That
that is
sucks.
heartbreaking because I know they practice a lot for the tracks.
Yeah,
Oh
that
man.
sucks.
But I think that's a virtual, if I'm not mistaken, or that's just pure yellow flags, I think. But it looks like yeah, the majority of them are, yeah, they are going back into the
Yeah, you
pits.
have to.
Yeah, so the Aston Martin of Al Mamachan is back in the session, so hopefully he could take control of his car, and the game doesn't just let him not.
Oh, the
But
McLarens are double
Kovacs,
stacking. Oh,
oh, are they? Oh, looks like,
somebody drive-through penalty on yet, Kovacs.
oh, did Cool Dude have
Or
a penalty as well?
excuse me, speeding in the pit lane. I apologize.
Yeah.
So that's only a 10-second, not a drive-through. No, I think he. Oh no, he's on. What's he doing? He's on. Oh,
Maybe he had
yeah,
to rush
rookie.
to change it. Oh
Yeah,
man.
those are rookie mistakes right there. Yep. So he probably was. He probably either forgot to change it or whatnot, but that's a rookie mistake going out on the hards right there because you have to manage your own tire selection, obviously, with the because the game
Yeah.
thinks that you want to do a dry session, so it picks you your next set of tires automatically. So if you don't change it, you'll be in a bad spot. But
Yeah.
he also did get double stacked too, so that didn't help his race. But he's definitely going to be at the back now with that back-to-back pits on both laps.
Yeah, but hopefully, I mean, you never know. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, not hoping anybody to DNF, but
Yeah, it's always a possibility.
there's
It
always
actually
a
might be him.
possibility.
He
Yeah.
might be the cause of it. You know,
He's, oh
yeah.
my God, I'm
He's
taking a look
just
at him. Oh no.
struggling. Track's
Well,
too wet.
yep, you never know if a safety car can come out and
Yeah. Never give up.
yeah, he is struggling, and especially because those hard tires are already cold enough.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
They're. I've had already a few races where I've had dry conditions, like with overcast, and just can't get enough heat into the front tires, and it's just so adding rain into it. It's you're next to impossible. You're skating on ice at this moment.
And Kovacs actually in the medium still staying out, which might not be the best idea considering what we're seeing, but
Oh yeah, no. That's dude. Before the other one was on ice on the hards. This guy's on butter. It's it's not much better.
yep. Oh man.
You can wait all you want, but you're gonna lose too much time just driving around on those tires. Because I think it might dry up later, but it's gonna be looks like another 15-20 minutes possibly.
Yep, and Uncle Production in the McLaren doing a really nice overtake on Vroom, so up to P4. Uh, let's see, position changes. Everybody has actually gained quite a couple of positions. Half pro next in the Ferrari up 11, which is really good. And we do have Omama Wembanyama down 7, but
Oh,
unfortunately that
we
was
got the
for
leaders
oh,
going side by side.
taking a look, taking a look. These two, I'm interested to see because they're both quite equal in pace. Last season, they were both battling each other quite a bit as well. Kyle telling Alex that he's too fast, and oh, Alex actually making quite a big mistake right there. But both are actually in a really comfortable position, 6 seconds
Too
ahead
fast.
of
There's no such thing as
Garavito.
too fast.
No such thing, right?
Until you're winning esports, trust me, there's people that are way faster than you. I'm always humbled every single day.
Do you think you're quite equal in pace compared to last game?
I'm a little better, probably.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. How very humble.
Well, no, like based on the times I'm seeing
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, I
before.
get you.
So like when I first started, I was probably about like, I don't know, 2.5 seconds off the pace. Like, and I'm talking about like the world record paces,
Hmm.
right? So like going from like each year, since I started racing like on controller back in like 21 on F121,
Hmm.
and then each year, I've tried to get, you try to get closer and closer on each track to like the world record times, right? Try to
Yeah.
improve and things like that. So, like I'd say last year I was anywhere from like, oh, huge slide. That's killing the tires. I'd say I was probably about like anywhere from 600 to like 1200, depending on the track in the world.
Hmm.
And then on this year's game, depending on the track again, like I vary anywhere from like 250 to like 600. So I'd say
Hmm.
like as over like that's kind of how I'm measuring it to kind of determine, where I personally sit.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to have a challenge, put a challenge ahead of you and see how much you can improve.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I'm always every time I race, I'm always trying to find somebody, and then you find them, and then you're like, "Yep, I'm too slow. All right, like how do I get better? Because I suck." And
your
that's the
your
cool
suck
part
is like
about it,
finishing P2.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, you're upset, right? But then it shows you like it's possible. Like I
Yeah.
remember when I first started, I'm like, oh, these guys are cheating. There's no way. And then you practice and practice, and then you start to perfect it, or in your own way, or learn your own driving habits and style, and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden you're like, oh, okay, like it is possible. And then you get closer and closer, and then like being as close as I am, I'm still like, man, like how are they getting that extra, a little bit out of it? And it's just some of it's honestly just risk, and some of it's confidence, and then other times it's just like they're just better on the brakes, and that's where
Hmm.
most of the time is gain and loss is on the brakes.
Yeah, I've been trying to learn with no ABS. On controller, it's a lot more harder.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I remember. Yeah,
yeah.
because I did 22. I think 22 for sure. F122. I was on controller,
Hmm.
and then I think halfway through on 22. But yeah, I would do no ABS on controller, and it's so hard because you have such a small throw,
Hmm.
right? Like with your triggers, so it's like trying to trail brake with your triggers and trying to be, you know, um, consistent with the on throttle with your R2 or whatever if you're on Xbox or something, like is so much harder than it is like on pedal, because you have a push, right? Like you have such a longer throw that it's a lot easier to tell 10% versus 40% versus on a controller you're like, I don't know, is that 10%? You're like, dude, that's 70%. Like that's way too much throttle input. So
Yeah.
it's a lot harder to be very precise.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But no, but it looks like, I mean, you've improved a lot, and I think a lot of drivers look up to you as well in terms of how to improve in their
Oh yeah.
racing. But
Yeah, always get good. Send it on the move, but do it controlled. Because if you take somebody out, then you're just a turd. You
yes,
know.
100%.
So
I
if you
agree
if
with
you're
that.
gonna be ballsy, you better be clean with it. That's all I say. Like
Yup, yup.
everybody's like, oh, that's great. I'm like, dude, it's not like as long as I think the biggest part about racing, right? Like especially like sim racing, like you want to be the fastest and you want to make the move, but like if you have nobody to race, like it's just not enjoyable. Because I've raced in leagues where it's like everybody's just as fast, but then it's
Hmm.
like they're just taking you out and you're just like, this is just miserable. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point? And then I've raced with people who are faster than me or just equivalent, and then all of a sudden it's like very clean racing. It's respectable, and it's like, I didn't win because like they were just as good, but like at least the racing quality was there. So this racecraft is a huge one.
Yeah, no, and it's honestly very enjoyable to watch. We see that a lot in the no assist divisions where, you guys, I think
Yeah.
you have a lot of respect on like the space.
Yeah, I think it's because so when the line is there, you can see it because everyone's hitting the exact almost same point,
Hmm.
or they're like very quick to try to get back to the line. Like some people really have to use the line, And then versus the no assist, it's like, well, some people brake at the 110, some people brake at the
Yeah, it's all different.
105.
Yeah.
So like you kind of have to follow the driver behind to see his tendencies,
Hmm.
and then you can kind of decipher, or like you can brake just a little bit later. So it's like you just kind of, you can see it in how they drive with
Hmm.
line versus no line, and then there is that respect factor because it is like, am I going to make the corner? Well, I don't know. Versus having the line, you're like, oh no, I'm going to make it. Like,
Yeah.
completely send it,
No, yeah,
And then like
100% agree.
with the line too, everybody thinks the line is their line, right? So
Hmm.
like they kind of get over aggressive and like squeeze you off, or like then you're just like, dude, like, oh, like my car is completely here. So like people without the line obviously aren't seeing
Hmm.
that quite as much. So it makes them a little more passive.
Yeah, and while you said that, Kyle picking up a 3-second penalty, so that is going to hurt him since he
Oof.
has Alex right on the back of him.
Yeah,
Um,
that's tough.
yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, we also have our Division 2 with our Gnosis. So a lot of some of these drivers that are on this group, they're looking into improving as well without assists. Um, and honestly, big respects. People who do that, who have enough time to learn every part of the track, it's honestly big respects.
Yeah, it's what's funny is because sometimes I'll throw the line on. That's the only thing I'll
Mhm.
use sometimes. Um, but I'm actually finding that I'm faster without it on this game,
Really?
because I'm finding a much more like smoother kind of
Hmm.
flow. Like definitely in the rain it's a little bit harder because you're trying to find the grip. So
Hmm.
like you don't know if the grip's gonna be there or not gonna be there, or like, so you're definitely a little bit more conservative when it's raining.
Hmm.
But like in the dry, I feel like I lock less because I'm not actively seeing something that's kind of like giving me a cue to like slow down.
Hmm.
Like, so then you don't end up locking your tires as much, which then leads you to having better tire wear, which then leads you to having better tire temps, and like et cetera, et cetera. So like overall, it improves your pace, but then obviously like if you have a second of misjudgment, I mean, you've already missed your breaking point. You already know how that is, right? Like
Yep. Yep.
you're gone and cooked. So like it's actually a lot more mentally taxing to do it because you have
Hmm.
to be super hyper focused on these minute points on the race line.
Yeah, I did a couple races with them, and I was like, my God, you you have to be on top of
The,
everything.
the game looks so much more like prettier, like just like when you're spectating, like you're not seeing that color, so you see so much more. You see the crowd, you see the
Hmm.
trees, you see like it's really cool too. Like we'll try to check it out the next time somebody's going up to turn 3. But like you can see the other cars coming through this sector that we're on here on P2, going through like off in the corner. So it's just like when you kind of disconnect from exactly what's in front of you, you can see so much more going on.
Hmm. Taking the view.
Mm. You do.
Yep. Yep. But quite a number of battles happening. So the top two, Alex trying to stay close behind. He has to make sure he doesn't get that penalty for track limits. Keep it on the track. Uh, we did have from P6 to P10. Looks like it's a bit of a train of cars there. You can even see it on the track map.
Oh yeah, this place is even without the DRS. This place is notorious for trains. And if
So,
you're in the wrong train,
uh-huh.
you end up losing so much time.
Yes, yeah, you're right, 100%. So they are on. They have 20, with 20 laps left, correct?
Yes.
How long do you think those intermediate tires are gonna last?
So the wetter it is, the better it is. And for kind of, a little tidbit for anybody, it seems like the inner tires are the best tires to be on. Um, Even when the track conditions is extremely wet, because you can see a dry line starts to
Hmm.
form pretty quickly as the cars drive around. So the more and more that they're driving around, and depending on how heavy it is, right? Like it's not every scenario, but like let's say 60 to 70% of the time, most of the time the track actually does start to dry a bit. So even like starting off on the wets might not necessarily be as beneficial. Like it might be beneficial for the first 5 laps, but then if you see that weather is going to clear up any bit at all, then it's going to be inner shortly, and you're going to lose so much time by pitting that it's better to struggle on the wets for a few laps than it is to pit. But I've seen these inners last quite a bit of time as long as the track conditions stay wet. So it's actually pretty hard, but I'd say you could go to the end on these depending on the conditions. Yeah, but if it dries up, then I can start to see where you might start to overheat, but they last actually pretty long. As long as you're not lighting them up. If you start to light them up quite a bit, then that's when you start to get almost too much wear and tire burnout, and then that's when you really start to struggle. It makes it worse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because like I said, I haven't tried this game in the wet, so I don't know how long those inters last. And
I
then I
think
was
the controller
doing
players. Go ahead.
no, yeah, I was doing we were doing a practice session before on the dry, and man, like even the hard compounds, maybe it's just the way I drive because I'm still trying to get used to it, but like even by lap 10, the hards were like already over 30%.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, what
Yep.
the heck is
So
happening?
yeah, so that's where like the two stop is starting to play, and you're starting to see like who's smooth and who's like aggressive. Before on last game, you could really chuck the car in and almost put it sideways, and that would help you both by slowing down the car. But oh, we got somebody off.
Ooh, that is
Looks like
J-Dubs.
J-Dub.
Yeah, not exactly. I'm taking a look at from the McLaren's point of view. Yeah, not exactly sure what happened, but looks like that is.
Oh, 3-second time
Alex.
penalty for P2.
Oh no.
That's not going to do him any favors.
Wow, that is. I think he actually picked up penalties as well in Tier 1. So track limits does make quite a difference.
It's so hard here. Oh,
yeah.
It's so hard to keep your track limits clean.
Personally, I think in Sector 3. In Sector 3 for me, like on that final like wide corner.
Yeah, that's a tough one. For me, it's the last corner coming onto that straight. That one's always tough, especially when you're sitting behind another car. You get a lot of understeer, and then turn 1, I feel like are the biggest two.
Oh, turn 1 as well, yeah. Especially if you go wide. But
because to maximize turn 1 to get up to turn 3 is so key. But if you're just barely off, then I mean you're either too far wide, or you're hitting a track limit penalty, or you're too far wide and you get a track limit penalty, and then you lose so much time.
Oh, look, there's a few drivers going for the wets. So Vroom, Haffernix, and Cowboys for Life changing into the wet tires. Thoughts on that?
Oh, 10-second time penalty. I mean, it's definitely coming down a lot more. I can still see a dry line. It's
That's
still
what I was
there.
thinking too, yeah.
I'm personally going to stay on the inners. I think somebody said it was also going to potentially dry up later. So it's like it's the right tire for right now, but is it the right tire, in 2-3 laps? And then now you got to repit again. So now you've lost 40 seconds instead of 20 seconds, or just stayed out and didn't lose 40 seconds altogether. So it's kind of sometimes worth it to lose, 5-6 seconds to not have to pit twice.
Yeah, I really agree. Let's see. So Luthor, you said had 10 seconds, right? So now he has 13 seconds altogether. Keep an eye on old Mama Wembanyama on the pack of Red Bull.
Yep,
Yeah,
so I'm watching it.
they got. You know what? They do get me nervous. When I go quiet for a couple seconds.
Oh, down the inside. Leaves the space.
Yeah, both of them doing really well. High RPM doing well to keep it in. A beautiful broadcasting view from the game though on this sector though.
Yeah, it's so much prettier now being on new gen consoles and PC now. It's so nice.
So 16 laps including this one remaining. Front 2 have a heck of a lead.
Yeah,
huge. P3. I wonder what happened because
that's almost a pit stop.
Yeah, because Garrett Vitek, he's quite there, up there in pace as well with them. But yeah, not exactly sure what happened. Maybe he had a little bit of a slip up, as you mentioned.
He could be struggling with maybe he has a dry setup running, and they might have opted for a wet, and he's struggling in these conditions.
And unfortunately, cool dude, chilling in the back. Honestly, a lot of
Yeah.
determination from him, I will say.
Uh, I've been in the back before, so it's there's worse places to be, I guess.
In the wall.
Yeah, you could
Or
be in the wall. You could have rage quit. So it's
yeah.
all a learning experience.
Oh, the Red Bull higher PM is quite squiggly. Looks like he is struggling quite a bit on that track. Getting me nervous every time they go sideways for a couple seconds.
Let's see it.
Is there a track that you're looking forward to though on the calendar? I don't know if you've taken a look at it.
Actually, nah. I just kind of.
You just show up, eh?
I'm sorry. Uh, I take a look. I do. I take a look before, but I didn't quite look at the full calendar. So let's see what we got here.
Ooh, Alex now closing in quite a bit on Kyle, less than the second he was. Both of them
Yeah,
doing
look
quite
good,
well to
Baku.
save up their battery.
Baku, we're
I
gonna
love
see.
Baku.
We're gonna see between the drivers and the not so drivers between Jeddah and Baku. So
The Bakus will see. Hopefully, we don't see a lot of
uh,
Leclercs in the in Castle.
yeah, it'll probably be me.
Oh, please don't say that.
It happens. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay. Never mind. Just I think it was a lap car, possibly.
Oh, it might be. Is that the Red Bull of higher PM? Yeah. Quite a gap from the top seven. Actually,
Yeah,
no, top
huge.
four.
It's got a pit stop between third to second, and then another pit stop between fifth to fourth.
I see. Yeah, Garen. I think you're right about the Red Bull of Garen VTech struggling. So he's now dropped back 2 seconds. He was 18 seconds behind them. Now 20 seconds. So yeah, looks like he doesn't like the wet track.
I'm with him. I agree.
Well, looks like the group has spaced out quite a bit. Alex still on the back of Kyle. Actually has closed in quite a lot on him. And it looks like Kyle is going to pit. So with 14 laps remaining, do you think Alex would react to that?
Let's see what this pace time is. I'm gonna look at their directories. So they've been averaging 115s for the last, say, 10 laps, and then the final were 16s. Let's see. I'm a numbers guy. I don't want to be making false assumptions. So, okay, so he went for the wet. So he's feeling like the conditions are way too slippery for his enters right now. So we'll see this outlap. We'll see how much time he gains or loses. Personally, I think that I'm staying out. It looks like the track is definitely drying up, in my opinion. And I think he's gonna regret making that decision. I think again, like the wets, the wets would have been, if you had the opportunity to, not pit, right, like to go enters and then just switch over to wets, that's where you would have wanted to have those for the previous, 6 to 7 laps. But now it's gonna be, I'd say it's gonna be prime enters, and he's gonna kind of regret giving that up and kind of regret giving away the win, honestly, without a safety car. He's already lost 2 seconds in that last sector.
He has, yeah. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm on board with Alex, and I think you're right about the track
looking
a lot more drier than before.
Yeah, he's probably he's gonna overheat those, and then he's probably gonna give up potential podium spot altogether, unfortunately.
But
it's just
we do have Hafrenix on the back of his teammate Vroom. So all these drivers, the majority of them are full-time. I think we only have 3 reserves, which is Uncle in actually 2 McLarens, and the high RPM. Sorry, not high RPM. Hasna, his brother. So the majority of pretty much the whole grid is fighting in for points.
Good, they're doing good. I mean, it's terrible conditions out there. We only have had 3 retirements, so think looks like they're holding it together pretty well.
Yeah, and
Keeping it
Hafermix.
clean. These guys been going at it all day. Cuts the track, gets the track warning, doesn't care, sends it down. But so we're gonna perfectly see it right here. They both pitted kind of roughly the same time, and you're just gonna see so much more grip coming out of these inners with these conditions. Oh, tough. The Aston Martin and the Rebel made contact coming out of turn 1, and I think he almost got thrown into the wall on that one. That was.
Oof, I wasn't even looking at that.
Yeah, that was almost a safety car right there.
Who was ahead? Was it the Aston Martin or the?
So they went side by side into turn 1, and it looked like the inners were just kind of struggling in the low speed, and he kind of got a little slippery and tapped the Red Bull, and the Red Bull almost went flying into the barrier there. Or excuse me, maybe it was the Red Bull, because it was whoever was on inners got a little squirrely, so maybe it was the Red Bull that tapped him.
Okay, yeah, it was high RPM on the inters, yeah. But 36 laps, it's quite a long race. It's a short track, but
it goes quick.
It does go quick.
It goes quick, and you're honestly surprised by the tire wear. You're like, what the heck? Like, I'm 6 laps in, but it's just high speed corner after high speed corner. It's just constant load getting put through that tire in the middle sector and the final sector. What we got? We got the 2 Ferraris are pretty close together.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on them for the past 2 laps. Hafermix has been eyeing to make a move. Oh, vroom. Goes a little bit off track right there, and so he finally actually gets the overtake done. Yeah, he was just chilling right behind his teammate the whole time. And both of them actually on the same tire strategy. So I wonder if they're talking to each other, but...
Oh, okay, never mind. He's in the pits. He's in the pits. Oh, Cowboys for life. Retired. I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why, because he was top 10, right?
Yeah, he's pretty close. I think he was in 12th. But I mean, still, you got plenty of time. You never know.
Yep, Mark doing a really nice overtake before turn 1, getting past the Exalber Quest. But yeah, gets another 3 seconds. So altogether, who has penalties? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Quite a few over there on Looter 10,000 there. He's got quite a bit.
I think one of them was the 10-second, right? Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Why you go fast?
Because it would be 15. Yeah, it'd be 5 times 3 would be 15. So you probably got 2.
So how do you think you'll do in qualifying though, for your race?
I guess we'll find out.
You don't want to give up your pace, eh?
Who knows? It'll be okay. I'm feeling all right. It'll be all right.
Well, I will say we're all looking forward to seeing you back on track.
Oh, good.
I know Fulcina was quite excited to see the return of the Mac.
Who's Fulcina? Is that my teammate?
No, he... Do you remember PO2?
Fulcina. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah.
He was always talking. He's always talking in the chat.
He was.
There's a couple
he was always
people.
talking about Game Boy as well.
Yeah, I feel like I'm never in the chats, so I'm just like, just see people's name comment. Oh, Red Bull and Aston Martin are going at it. They are not giving up on each other.
Oh, it looks like high RPM. So a bit of contact between wheels right there.
Yeah. They've been going at it all day. Let them go for another 6 or 8 laps. Yeah, he wiggles, says it, apologizes.
Or he says, "Don't touch my car." Oh, he goes wide. Yeah, so high RPM gonna get the advantage on that. Kind of looks like he has eaten up a second behind of Alex, but I think like you said, they don't really. He doesn't really have a lot of laps left. So
the wets have a lot more grip in the low speed, but throughout the high speed and everything else, they kind of fall off because you end up getting so much tire temperature, and obviously like the wets will overheat before the inners. And you're kind of seeing that right now too with the Aston Martin. It just seems like struggles.
I'm looking at the Discord chat. I might have to actually let your group know that they can reset on track because of that corner where they get beached.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know if ghosting is going to be on? I think it's off. Yeah.
It is off, yes.
Okay. All right.
For the visions, yeah. High
Just
standards
for
for you guys.
yeah. No, just for when I get lapped, I want to make sure I'm getting out of those guys' way. So
This guy. Or when you're lapping them.
you know, tomato, tomato. You know, we won't talk about it.
As long as an overtake is happening, that's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as everybody knows, blue flags, blue flags, blue
Oh, that
flags.
is Alex. I think Alex made a huge mistake. He has Kyle
Oh, he
now.
pit. He pit.
Oh, he did
So he's
pit,
on he's
yeah.
on fresh inners. Why would he do that?
I
Why? Why? You're so far ahead. I mean, his inners must have been like the only way that you're boxing in that situation is your inners must be at 70 or 80% tire wear and you're worried about a puncture because
Mhm.
otherwise it makes no sense. And I think he'll still get away because I do think it's still inner conditions, so I think he'll
Mhm.
be okay. But
Yeah, I know.
that's got to be the only reason to pit is that his inners were just going to completely explode.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he's gonna say afterwards, but at least he does
Yeah,
come out ahead of him.
yeah, you're already seeing it 7/10 that last sector alone.
Oh, but looks like Kyle is dropping back. He is now over a second and a half ahead of Kyle. So I think you are 100% right on the conditions being leaning more towards the inters.
Yeah, it seems like
Two seconds now.
turn one is the one traction zone that you kind of better on the wets, but after that, it seems like it's just not the right conditions for him.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
looks like
glad we got this wet race out of the way for today. So
I don't know. You never know. This game surprises sometimes.
I know it. You know what's funny is I feel like this year, if you put it in dynamic, which it will be, it just seems like there's always a wet session. It's just it seems like so much more. Like I felt like before it was like I don't know 10-20% chance
Mhm.
you have wet conditions. I genuinely feel like it's like a 70% chance you have wet conditions right now with this dynamic.
No,
It feels
really.
like it almost feels from what I've seen like too common that it's wet in a way.
Mhm.
It's like really like again, all right, like again, all right.
Last game I had a different experience. I was in because I'm in another league, or instead of managing, I'm actually racing.
Yeah,
And every week for I think it was 4 weeks back to back, it was rain. I was
yeah.
tired. I was fed up. I was like,
I know it is.
no.
It's so exhausting. And once I see rain, I'm just like, all right, here we go. Because the force feedback, at least on the steering wheel, it's like so, like I kind of mentioned it earlier, it just twitches and snaps, and it just kind of like aches your forearms and wrists so much more because you're constantly having these oversteer moments. And it's just like, when is this going to be over? Just exhausted. Like you're already exhausted after a dry race, but then you had a wet race, and you're just like, all right, here we go, 50 minutes of misery.
Yeah, and personally, I'm not confident when it comes to overtaking and on a wet track. It's just
Yeah,
I'm always scared I'm not gonna break enough. I'm gonna hit them.
yeah,
I'm just too overly conscious. I'm
yeah. Spend half of it just sliding, so it just turns into like a rally race, honestly, like a drift.
Yep. Just ice skating the whole way. Oh man. But Alex now 4 seconds ahead of Kyle. So
Yeah,
he's looking quite solid, I think.
I think he's got this in the bag as long as he doesn't high center himself at the top of this hill. Be in a good situation. He's kind of in a position where you almost start to relax and just try to bring it home.
Let's see, I don't think we have
Just because there's no pressure. He's got no pressure coming from behind,
nice
unfortunately.
his teammate though, Marky Mark, and the other Alpine looking on the back of the Haas. Wondering if he's gonna make a move anytime soon, but it looks like that is one of our closest battles here. It's commentator's curse. Every time I
Power
turn,
into that corner. There it
like,
is. Slide into the corner.
jeez.
You
Apparently,
do got
commentator's curse is real.
yeah, no, for sure. It is. It seems like every time you guys bring something up, then all of a sudden the guy's sideways. It's like, oh man.
Yeah,
P9 though. I don't want to mess his name up, but Ha Phronix looks like he's up 11 positions. It's pretty good.
let's
Started at the
see.
back, sitting in the points.
Oh, he is 11 positions. El Capitan 2 is also up 9 positions, up to P6. So quite a bit of movement that happened throughout the
Oh
race.
yeah. It's like
So
one in top four kind of stayed a little stagnant, and then everywhere else had these huge fluxes.
yeah.
A lot of winners, couple losers. You know, it happens. We can't all win.
Yep. You could give a bit of a lesson to your friend, cool dude.
Yeah.
Tell him
How about
what happened with the hards.
yeah, yeah? Why are you on hards when it's raining? That's step one.
Oh man, that does suck though. It's
Yeah,
horrendous when you get on the wrong
yeah,
tire. It's like,
yeah. You gotta be thinking ahead when it comes to pit stops. Like, as soon as you know or you think conditions might change, immediately already have your display change, so that way when
mhm,
you do go in the pits, you're not. Because once you're going in the pits, you're just trying not to get that speeding in the pit penalty, or you're trying not to go in the back of somebody. So like, you have to kind of set it a couple sectors before or a couple of laps before,
mhm.
just so that way it's a much smoother process. But
Yeah, I always have
yeah.
it like viewing on that part of of the settings where you can see, the tires, and then
Oh
if anything
yeah,
for an
like
emergency, you just
your
flick it.
MFD.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing that sucks is that when you do get wing damage and it doesn't change the wings.
Yes. So is that still a thing on this game? Because
So I
last
haven't
game it was a
noticed.
huge problem.
Yeah, I
I should
haven't
have tried that
noticed.
out.
You
I haven't. Okay, I should try it. I'll try it out today. How about that? I'll get wing damage and then. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
But
no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure
because
for
last
this
game
game.
you'd have half your wing missing an M plate, and if you didn't tell it to change it, you were
Yeah, it's the most depressing thing.
SOB.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were like, oh, what the heck? So I don't know if it's a thing on this game, but I think I've gotten so used to last game that anytime I have had minor damage, I've either powered through it or I just told it to change it.
Yeah, I always had it left on because I was like, I don't want to risk it just in case.
Yeah, no,
But
it's like thinking ahead. We got 2 laps, 3 laps.
Alex
Three
picking up
laps.
another 3 seconds. That's 6 seconds. But he's now 10 seconds ahead of Alex. Sorry, of Kyle.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think you're completely right on the Inters being the better tire for this track.
got a widespread field here. Somebody's
Yep.
off.
Looks like it did die out a little bit. Luthor in the V carb in Sector 3, yeah, looks like he had a little bit of a taste of the
19
gravel.
seconds. Yeah,
Is it
he's
19? Yes, it is 19.
collecting. Yeah, he's collecting those track limit warnings like they're Pokemon cards. He's just picking them all up. Quit cutting the corner, bro. You're just losing more time, man.
Yep. Oh man. Let's see. I don't think any of
Oh,
the Oh,
it's completely sideways. It's Ludor back there with his 19 seconds, just power sliding through corners.
determination. At least he's gonna hopefully finish the race. I don't want to jinx him. There are
Hey,
still a
as
lap and a half left, I think.
long as you don't quit or take anybody else out, it's all fun.
Yep, 100%.
Unless you lose, then that's not fun. That's
Yeah.
that's
But
it's a lot of
man,
content.
Alex, 10 seconds went to 12 seconds now, so he's just cruising at the moment. And Garen Vitek, he is he's being very cautious on every corner with those 29 lap old inters. I'm curious to know how much of a percentage they're on.
Probably pretty high, definitely. Because they
Yeah,
have been
cause
on it for a lot longer than I thought they would be. I thought the conditions were gonna dry up, but Fortunately, hopefully for me, you guys got the wet race.
Yeah,
But
he is
unfortunately,
struggling,
you got
my
to deal with the wet
goodness.
race. Yeah.
And he has the McLaren of Anka Production last minute change up, getting the overtake done on him. So Uncle, out of nowhere, looking like he might get a podium if he does have that 3 seconds though. Oh, Garrett Vitek onto the gravel. Yeah, he's struggling with those. But Alex crossing the line gets the win, followed by Kyle. I don't think Garrett Vitek is going to be able to close up that gap again.
No, looks a little too far back.
Yeah,
Looks like his tires are
he's dropping
completely
back a
gone.
lot.
They got a lot of deformation of those tires. Those things are cooked. Just trying to make
Yeah,
it
look,
through, brother. Just
he's
trying to
just
make it through.
struggling.
Just get it through,
Just
brother.
cross the line.
Just cross the line. Take that P4, man.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, what a struggle by him, my God.
Oh, it looks like that Red Bull, or excuse me, the Ferrari right ahead of him actually has a puncture.
Oh,
So I
was it?
think he
Oh, yeah,
got,
it was Hafernix, yeah. He
I
was
think, yeah,
on 18 lap old wets. Crazy for
yeah. See,
to have
yep.
a puncture. Wow.
Those wets completely just overheated. Only half the race, and he got a puncture.
That's insane. Well, now you know, just in case for the next race.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was taking notes the whole time.
Yep. He says his laps blew up. Sorry, his tires blew up. And Garen Vtex was on 80% on those inters. My God, that is.
Yeah.
But that
And
is
now it's dry.
yeah.
The race gone. Just in time.
It's ready for you guys. Yeah, for was it an hour?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so just for our finishing grid, we have Alex winning the race, also picking up the extra points for the fastest lap at 107.2. Sharing the podium is mate Kyle, and in P3 Uncle Production. And then the rest we have Garen Vitek, Mahazne, El Capitan, High RPM, Omar Mashan, Hafronix, Vroom, Marky Mark, Kovacs, Juez, and Kimbrough, Cool Dude, Luthor, Cowboys for Life, and our three DNFs. Oh, sorry, Cowboys for Life did DNF. Four DNFs with Cowboys, J Dubs, Guardians, and Paxaman. So quite an interesting race. It did die up a little bit in the middle of it. I think everybody was trying to guess what to do with their tire strategies. But overall, it was a pretty good race, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Uncle with the most overtakes
Oh yeah,
recorded
you
by the
did.
game.
Driver of the day, I think it was, yeah. But Macti, thank you very much for joining, and you're excited for your race?
Oh yeah, always.
Yep, I think a lot of the drivers are preparing for it already, but yeah, we are looking forward to it. And for those who are watching, I know we have quite a few viewers. I am looking at your at your live chat on the YouTube. We do have our race in about an hour with our no assist division. You'll be seeing our today's co-commentator MacT on the grid. Uh, and on Wednesday we have our Division 2 no assist group. So everybody just stay tuned, and yeah, we'll catch you guys later.